Radio spectrum is very limited. Every user of radio spectrum needs a pipeline or block of pipelines in order to communicate over. These pipelines are called channels, and they are differentiated by their frequency. And just like a pipe has a certain diameter, an RF channel has a frequency band width, or channel spacing. Some examples of this are wideband channels. They occupy 25 kilohertz of radio spectrum. A narrowband channel is half that size at 12.5 kilohertz, a smaller diameter pipe. Finally, there's ultra-narrowband, which is half as small again at 6.25 kilohertz, the smallest pipe of all. And there's a basic engineering trade-off here. Engineering is full of trade-offs. The smaller the channel spacing, the more channels that can be fitted into a block of radio spectrum, which means that more users have an opportunity to use that spectrum in order to communicate. However, the wider the channel spacing, the better the reception and the better the audio fidelity. So there's a trade-off between audio fidelity and reception on the one hand and getting the maximum use of the radio spectrum on the other. Imagine a block of radio spectrum is like a big section of highway, a fixed width across. It's got to support two lanes, one for receiving radio, one for transmitting radio. A wideband channel is like having two big lanes, big enough to support, say, transporting a house down one lane and transporting another house the opposite direction down the other lane. It's not a very efficient use of this highway. A more efficient use would be if we subdivided these big single lanes into half-sized lanes. We can't put our house through anymore, but we can probably put trailers and SUVs through without any trouble. So we've increased the number of users, but we just can't get those big chunks like the houses through. And if we want to get more users, we could subdivide these two half-sized lanes into a 4-lane highway on each side, 4 lanes transmitting, 4 lanes receiving. Now we need quite small cars. We can get more users through, but we've lost a bit of functionality there.